Oh, I got the money wrong.
Bears head into San Francisco. This is your strategy, though. You don't try hard in every one, but
You
just
gotta pace yourself.
Exactly.
I'm like the Chiefs. I practiced on that one. I practiced.
Bears head into San Francisco Sunday at 4 on Fox. Caleb's first game since the Thanksgiving debacle that got Abrams fired, and he lost his 6th game in a row. Longest active losing streaks. This is not great. Is this a must-win for Caleb? Nick, you're going first.
So when it's come to the Bears, when they've come up and must win, ever since they've basically been out of the playoff picture, what we've been saying is it's a must play well for Caleb, doesn't matter as much if they win. This is a both. It's a must win and must play well. Caleb's got to continue the trajectory he's been on the last few weeks, where I think he's played quite well. With that said, he also had his fingerprints on that final play of the game, trying to do too much, changing the play. That was just a vintage rookie mistake.
Yep.
And so you don't kill him for it, but that's also the last play he's made in a game. And for the Bears, after this, Vikings, Lions, Seahawks, Green Bay. You can't start 4-2 and end 4-13, and that's on the board. It is their, I think, easiest game left other than maybe Seattle, but Seattle's better than the Niners. And so one bonus point, also if Caleb plays really well, maybe Kyle throws a little gas on the, hey, why don't the Bears trade for Kyle Shanahan rumor mill? Maybe Kyle's like, oh, this ship be sinking. Let me see if I can go to Chicago and do something there. So for all those reasons, he's got to play well, they've got to win.
Okay.
It is a must win. He needs to win. He's 6 straight losses. Nick, I know we've talked in the past about he's got to play well even if they lose. Rookies have bad games. Rookies are up and down. Heck, great players are up and down sometimes. He can have a bad game, but they better win. You can't keep losing, especially when Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix are leading teams to the playoffs. So he's got to go out there and win. And San Francisco is completely depleted by injuries. There is no excuse not to win this game, and that losing week after week can play with the head of a rookie.
It's not a must-win. Sorry, guys, it's not a must-win. The Bears are in a position right now where it's every man for himself, and you just got to play well. This is how you look at games when you know you're mathematically out of it. Like once you're out of it, it's like, look, I got to continue to get better. How do you get better? You don't make the same mistakes that you made early in the season, Caleb. This is all about your maturation and your progress. You got to build on what you didn't do last week. When you like Nick said, like you played a huge role in why you guys didn't tie that game or have the opportunity to win that game. You can't make those mistakes moving forward. Look, I think next week, the next couple weeks in your division, those are more must-win games because if you can't win within your own division, it's going to be a long few years because the Lions aren't going anywhere, the Packers aren't going anywhere, and it seems to be that the Vikings aren't going anywhere anytime soon, and you guys haven't beaten any one of them. So those games are more must-win. This is not a must-win.
Okay. I almost skipped this because I was like, oh, well, how many times can we say the same thing again and again? Because they just keep doing, is this a must-win for Caleb? And now the circumstances keep changing, but the answer doesn't. This is not a must-win for Caleb. And before I actually even kind of echoed what Nick said, where it's not a must-win, but a must-play good for must play well for Caleb. And now Nick is saying it's both. It's neither. The Chicago Bears are a dumpster fire. Chicago Bears fans, you gotta admit it. Please tell me why a rookie quarterback should be able to survive and thrive, continue to grow and get better and win when they fire his offensive coordinator, then fire his head coach, like in the same season at different times. Like, what are we talking about? Seasoned veterans wouldn't do good in this situation. And now we're expecting a rookie quarterback to do so? What? And then he better win these divisional games against the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers, and the Minnesota Vikings, all top teams in the NFL? The Lions and the Vikings competing for the number 1 seed? And Caleb Williams, little old rookie quarterback, is supposed to not only continue to get better, but win? With a fired head coach? and a fired offensive coordinator and now a new OC? In what world does that make sense? In what world does that make sense? Please tell me. Only in a nonsense made-up sports world where you either have ex-athletes who are saying, you gotta find a way, you gotta find a way. Sure, okay, sure. Or people that have never played sports and don't understand that it's really hard to look good in this situation. Like, come on, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. We even have real examples of this in the same division with Sam Darnold, obviously with the Jets and then the Panthers, and then immediately having success with the Minnesota Vikings when he actually went to a good spot. And that doesn't change no matter whether you're the number 1 overall pick and have the expectations of the world or you're the last pick in the draft. This makes no sense. None. I've said this now for weeks. Caleb Williams deserves, this is an absolute punted season. They fired the head coach. They fired the coordinator. That's all the proof you need to know that this team is unraveling. And good teams don't fire their coaching staff in the middle of the season. So no, and if you want to say, oh, well, Caleb Williams was a part of that blame, of that debacle, he's a rookie quarterback. He's a rookie quarterback. Yes, we can take the hard-nosed, side and say, he's got to do better. Yeah, we know that, okay? They all got to do better. They all got to do better. Lamar Jackson against the Eagles has to do better. Josh Allen against the Texans has to do better. So it's just, no. I'm actually now happy I didn't skip this. I mean, we got a few more weeks of them keep saying this is a must-win game, and I'm just going to have to just keep saying, no, it's not. No, I'm going to just start to, cut this clip and then just put the same, cut it together and just have the same thing, because I can only say the same thing so many different ways. But who knows? Maybe they're going to fire they're going to fire this OC now. It's like there'll probably be something else to come about. I no longer need to see Caleb Williams even show improvement at this point. I no longer care about a single thing that happens this season for Caleb Williams. Outside of him screaming and freaking out and having behavioral issues, outside of something like that, I do not care about anything on the field. Nothing. This has been an absolute disaster. I do not expect a kid to be really sweet and kind and smart and well-behaved when his parents are monsters and never show up. And stay late and don't give him dinner, don't wake him up for school, forget to make his lunch. I don't expect that kid to just be a happy and healthy, well-adjusted kid. I don't. So why am I expecting this quarterback to do this? I'm not. I'm just not. And it's just, honestly, it's made up nonsense to expect anything more. Oh, he has to continue to get better. And then even what Bruce said made no sense. You gotta win. Even if Caleb doesn't look good and doesn't play well, they still gotta win. It doesn't make any sense. It honestly, truly doesn't make any sense. If anything, it would be way better to have Caleb continue to go up, get better and better and better, play great, play amazing, and still lose. Because then it would just be further like, yeah, he's good. The Bears aren't. Their coaching is a mess. And I'm actually shocked by this at this point. I really am. And then honestly, what Greg said, they got to be able to, it's a must win in the division against 2 top contenders that are completely stable, 3 contenders that are completely stable with their franchises, that have great coaches all around with experienced, established quarterbacks. Like, it doesn't make sense. No sense. None. 0. I'm actually, the more I think about this, the more I'm just scratching my head. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think this is a must-win for Caleb Williams or the Chicago Bears? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.